Hey, welcome back to this fifth and final video in this series where I discuss the fundamentals of voiceover, the building blocks, the things you've got to know, getting back to basics to ensure your success in voiceover. And in the first video, I talked about having the proper mindset, because if you have your expectations adjusted properly and you're ready to get to work, your odds of success increase dramatically. Next, we talked about audio quality, knowing that that is the number one killer of voiceover careers. If your audio is not great, then you can't really make any progression at all. Next is performance, making sure that you maximize your opportunities to win jobs. We talked about marketing in the last video, understanding the marketing wheel approach, knowing that having multiple spokes in that wheel or multiple marketing channels, diversifying your marketing approach will help to ensure not only your success, but to smooth out and create a more predictable revenue stream and income. Now, today, in this fifth and final video, I'm going to talk about something that is so very important that often people overlook. If you get everything else right, that's great, and you can do some good stuff and make good things happen. But if you heed my advice in this video, you will exponentially increase all of the work you've done up to this point, and that is customer service. People like to be treated well. And in the hustle and bustle of business and growing a voiceover career, so it's easy to forget to do the little things that make it easy for clients to hire you, that make them want to hire you. I want to share with you an email that I received yesterday from Brian. He's a client of mine. He's a long-standing client of mine. He sends me work on a regular basis. And this email gives you a clue. It gives me a clue as to why he does that. Notice that he says he loves to work with me, which is great, but that's not the main thing I want you to see. I want you to see why he loves to work with me. Look at the phrase before that. He references quick turnaround. I would love to tell you, and it would really make my ego feel good to tell you, that people come to me and say, Bill, I love to work with you because your voice is so awesome, because you're such an incredible talent, because, really talk about my talent and my ability. And I get kind remarks on occasion about that, but that's not why people hire me over and over and over. The reason clients keep coming back to me is because not only am I quick, I'm just easy to work with. Clients like talent that are easy to work with. Keep this in mind. Voiceover is typically the last piece of the production chain. You're the very last link. Nothing happens until you finish your part of the job. And usually, at least it appears to me on my end as I've viewed emails and correspondence and communications from clients, that it's almost an afterthought, or at least it's kind of treated that way. It's like they put all this time and energy into getting it ready, and it's like, oh no, now we need a voiceover and we need it yesterday. That's so often what happens, because understand that the client you're working for is usually not the final client. The final client is their client. So in this particular email, it was for Callaway Golf. Callaway Golf is not my client. It's the production company that Callaway hired, who in turn found me and used me for the project. So make it easy for your client by, number one, communicating. If you can be fast, just communicate. Even if you can be fast, communicate. Always communicate. Let people know that you receive their messages. Let them know what they can expect in regards to turnaround. If they ask you questions, make sure you answer. Never leave never leave a client hanging, wondering what's going on. That's the kiss of death, because the value of that client to you is not that one job that you get. And let's just say, hypothetically, it's a $500 job. And, maybe the job's $100, maybe it's $1,000, maybe it's $10,000. It doesn't matter. But what I want you to understand is that the value of the job isn't that $500. It's the value of all of the jobs that they will bring to you after that, if and when you do a good job for them up front. So in other words, their value may not be $500. It might be $20,000. $50,000, $100,000 over the next 10 years. So that's how you have to look at a client, and that's the value, that's the respect that you have to give them. So communicate, be timely, follow their direction, pay attention to what they say, and make sure that you abide by all of the guidelines that they give you in terms of audio format, who to send it to, and if there's a file naming convention, all of those things, all to make it easy for them. Your job is to make them look good and to make their job easy. And if you do, I guarantee you, your clients, many of them, if not most of them, will come back to you again and again and again. It's a much faster, easier, less expensive way to build a career than always having to go out and get a new client every time you do a new job. Better to have a small book of business, a group of clients that love you, that adore you, that come back to you again and again because you get the job done. So yeah, do everything else. Make sure you've got great audio. Make sure your performance skills are top-notch. But by all means, treat your clients with great care and respect and communicate and make sure that you give them what they need when they need it. And if you do, it will take your career far beyond what you can imagine. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. I wish you great success in voiceover. And to that end, there is a training program that I've put together that goes into more detail and does a deeper dive on all of these topics and more to help you build a career. There's a link below. You can click there just to find out more. And again, I do wish you great success.